network to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joyner Lucas is on with Ebro, Laura, and Rosenberg. Joyner, what's going on, Playboy?
What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm blessed, man. Thanks for getting up early for us, man. And listen, salute, my guy. We haven't had an interview in a little while. The last album you put out was fire.
Mm-hmm.
The Will Smith moment was super crazy. This most recent moment here with J. Cole, crazy. And you've also, another reason why I want to salute you, I think is important too, because the way you really got this momentum was the visuals you were putting together, and you continue to deliver on that. And I want to ask you how much of what you do is based around making sure you have these awesome visuals, and is it hard to continue to do that while also making dope ass records at the same time? Because not everybody could deliver on the visuals that you're delivering on.
I feel like, yeah, I say about like 80% of the time when I'm creating, I'm thinking about the video first, and then I'm building around that.
Got it.
So, I'm writing around the video. You know what I mean? And that's like 80% of the time. It used to be 100% of the time.
Really?
And now, yeah. Like it used to be 100% of the time, and now it's like 80% of the time, and it's starting to like slowly go down a little bit because, I'm starting to. I don't want to be. I sometimes I want to go more simple. You know what I mean?
Right.
Versus like intricate, videos all the time. Sometimes I just want like just swag. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just want swag videos. Like just like.
I just want to have fun.
Just a rap video. You just want to have a fun rap video.
Have fun. I don't want everything to be like this super planned out. It's video with the storyline. Like I don't want to. I did a lot of that, and now I'm just like, all right. Now I just want to do some regular shit now. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to ask you. You obviously, your big time fame started with the I'm Not Racist video.
Right.
How do you view that video now, looking back at it?
I think I'm Not Racist is still a masterpiece. I think that it is so simple. It was so simple. We're talking about the video.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video was it was perfectly crafted to be just a simple, just two guys in a plain room, just that's it. Just them and a table between them. That's it. And I think that's what makes the video, less is more, and I think that's what makes that video so great, is that there wasn't so much going on. It was just a real conversation between two people, and the viewers had to focus on the lyrics and just them versus like a whole bunch of other shit going on, and the lyrics, like I said, less is more. So I think that video is still, to me, I think it's a masterpiece.
So does sorry, Laura, I just on that, how far is your mind down now the movie path? Because obviously you're creating these visuals, you're creating these ideas, music to go with it. I have to assume that, creating film, is on the table.
I feel like I'm a director at heart. I'm like I'm very influenced by like Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? Like I'm very, very influenced by F. Gary Gray. Like I'm super influenced by like these directors, and I'm actually a director at heart, which is why I've been able to I've been able to create these visuals that are cinematic. As far as like creating a movie visual, yes, that's in the plan. I made a couple attempts at like trying to write some dope shit, but like, a storyline, like I'm still working on like a really dope storyline to kind of create like some shit. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want like, you remember Trapped in the Closet?
Yeah.
We sure do.
Yeah. So remember, Trapped in the Closet was a masterpiece, right? That was just a masterpiece. But then it started getting
he didn't know where to end. There was no end on it.
It just kept going on and on and on, and then it was just like it was just like it kind of turned it fucked it up a little bit. You know, I don't want to do that, so I want to make sure that the storyline is like perfect before I go in and, you know, start creating like this you know, this movie, because I don't want it to just be like a movie. I want it to be like a musical. You know what I mean? Like a movie musical, like, but it has to be like in my style. You know what I mean? And the storyline just has to be fire. It can't just be no basic shit. Like, it has to be like some crazy shit, like a whole bunch of drama and a bunch of wild shit that happens. You know?
Well, I just wanted to go back to I'm Not Racist because I remember when we watched that piece. Did you pull from personal experiences? Because I know, you know, when we were all pretty much divided on politics, I just remember, you know, there were some people who had parents that were conservative, aunts, uncles, you know, cousins. And did you have to deal with any of that and you put that into, you know, your thought process when creating it?
Yo, so you know what's funny is, so I have a white mom,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a black sperm donor, right? And I had to, on one side, I had certain people from that side calling me certain names because I'm half white. So I was getting called a house nigga, you know, certain things like that, right? I had an uncle who would call me these names and stuff like that. So I'm very familiar with, you know, early though. I was like 9, 10, getting called a house nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? But my uncle was a couple years older than me, you know. But he was you know, I had the privilege to experience both sides. So I think also, I think the beauty of what I do is dope because I get to speak from a perspective as well. So not just I'm not racist, but a lot of my storylines is perspective. So it's not, even though it's coming from me, I can also get away with saying certain shit and making it come from someone else based off of somebody else's experience. Like the I'm Sorry record is a record based off of suicide. I've personally never been suicidal, but I can speak from that perspective so well because I know people that have been suicidal, you know, and just by tapping into that, you know, I can speak from that perspective and it can come off so genuine. So although, you know, not everything I said and I'm Not Racist is something that I've experienced, I know that these are things that people experience every single day, and I can tap into those characters, you know what I'm saying? And it's really character shit, man. It's like a movie, bro. It's like
yeah, that's why I go back to that about the movie, because I know you're tapping in and using influences around you, not necessarily your personal experience.
Did you check?
Not all of it is. Some of it is personal experience.
Yeah,
but
right.
It's mix. I put a little something in there, but it's not all coming from personal experience. It's all coming from, you know, different people's experiences that I can convey the message. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you peep Lil Dicky show at all? Have you watched Dave?
I think I might have seen a few snippets of it.
You should peep the second season. In the second season, he starts delving into this mix of like real life. I think you dig it. It took me a minute. There were some things about the show that I found to be a little off-putting, but in the second season, I think you really find some things that you identify with artistically. Do you feel happy and satisfied at all? I know you're not resting on your laurels, but when I first met you, definitely you came up here and you had a chip on your shoulder about people appreciating how nice you were and giving you sort of the props. In the years since, you've had incredibly successful projects and gotten crazy numbers. Do you feel appreciated? Do you feel like people at this point know what Joyner Lucas is about? And do you take the time to feel good about the fact that people may know?
I felt like I was like early on, like you said, I was more like obsessed with that, like wanting the respect, wanting to be acknowledged and wanting, But I mean, now I'm at the point where I just don't give a fuck whether you take notice or you don't, or you respect it or if you don't. Like I really just don't give a fuck. It's not something that I care about.
Have you found peace in that? Has there been peace to getting there?
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like I've got to work with a lot of great artists, and it's like, for somebody to work with you is obviously respect there, you know what I mean? And I got to, when you, I think, when you grow up listening to certain people, um, and, them same people that you work with, they looking up to you, that they're telling you like, yo, could you do this for me? Can you direct this music video for me? Can you show me how you were able to hit those syllables the way you did in that song? When you're able to, when that happens, at that point, it's like,
Yeah, you won. You
What,
won.
what else are you looking for?
What else do you need? At that point, it's like, I already know what time it is. So I feel like I already got that I was, what I wanted. I feel like I already received it. And now I really don't give a fuck anymore. It's like, I hit that. I already accomplished that. It's like, boom. Just like you're asking me, like, yo, you wanted to win this Grammy, your whole life, and you finally hit the Grammy. Do you still want to win Grammys? Like, no, I already got my Grammy. It's sitting right here. I don't care if I win another one. You know what I mean? It's like that, yeah.
This Cole record, I think, is an important message in this Cole record that, dudes need to hear, Tell us about linking with Cole for this, like how that came about.
The relationship with Cole stemmed from, he actually reached out to me to direct the music video for him.
Wow.
Right? And I think what's crazy is probably like a year prior, I'm like, yo, how is it that no artists like ask me to direct a video for them? But they fuck with my videos, but I'm like, yo, how is it like that they don't ask me to direct their shit? Like, and I'm like, I don't understand it, because there's a lot of storytelling artists out there, like, and I know how to I can put together their storyline to the video. So when Cole reached out to me, I was extremely humbled. I'm like, wow, like Cole is like one of my favorite niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like musically. And he asked me to direct a music video for him. And from there, we just built a genuine relationship. And now we just, we talk on a regular basis, and, we become more, homies. And, he gives me like a lot of advice, like just life shit, like not even a part of music, but just life shit, you know what I'm saying? And, I respect him for that. And, from there, relationship is
right.
built. And then, believe it or not, I sent Cole Rompin' and OJ.
The one Lil Baby's on.
Yeah, I sent him to get on it with me and Lil Baby. And he heard it. I was, he was like, I'd rather just do something with just you. And I was like, all right, cool. So I sent him another joint, which was the Heart record. That was the second record I played for him. And that was the one. And he was like, bet, I'm on it.
Over the last couple of weeks, your name popped up in the controversy. You and Karen talking about your history with Karen Civil and how she did you dirty through some business. Mm-hmm. What prompted you to want to tell that story? I know that, and I'm gonna go to the Steve Stoute story, for that too, because I want to talk about your Tully app, which your man Drew was telling me about for years. You guys been working on for years, and I'm proud of y'all for getting it to where you are. But just talk about that, that journey for you as an artist, right? Where you were basically sharing like, yo, I went through some shit in the game. Me and Karen Civil, I'll never forgive her for what the bad business that we did, but ultimately I ended up, where I am today. I just want to hear, more about, you sharing that with the audience and what artists I am.
I want to go on record to say that I spoke to Karen, and I at the time that I spoke to Karen, she had a lot of others. She had a lot of public scrutiny from a lot of other people, and I start feeling bad a little bit because I'm like, damn, I don't want to contribute. I don't want to just.
Pile
I
on.
don't want to. I don't want to just kill. You know what I mean? I don't want to OD, bro. So I stopped and I had a conversation with her, and I promised her that I wasn't gonna just keep dragging her name through the mud. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, if it makes you feel any
at
better,
this point, I'm gonna say something. At this point, I feel bad. I don't want to drag Shorty's name through the mud. I already made hella tweets about what the situation was, but I do want to say that there was a point in my career where I was a very, very starving artist, and I was trying to figure it out, and I was trying to get in the game by any means, and I was trying to figure out how to get in the game, and I hired a few people, one being Karen, and the way that situation turned out, in the end, I wasn't a happy customer, and
I can tell.
yeah, we can tell.
I held a grudge. I did.
Well, and if it makes you feel any better, Joyner, just so you know, when we covered the story on this show, because I've known Karen for a long time, Karen used to work up here hot. We've heard the controversies with her, and I consider her a friend. If it makes you feel any better, we covered it from the context of, with all of the business that she's done with individuals, there's going to be some places where it didn't work out. And there's going to be, when you're in the business that she's in, people aren't going to get the results that they want. They're going to feel like they got done dirty, et cetera, et cetera. So just so you...
I just think that, bro, I just feel like sometimes I feel like she might have been in over her head.
Mm-hmm.
She had a lot of stuff going on at the time. She had a lot of other business ventures. I feel like that was priority. And that's just what it is, what it
Right.
was, you know. When somebody has other priorities, things that they put first, they're gonna put those things first. You know what I mean? And then somebody's gonna feel left out, or somebody's gonna feel like they're not being done right by. And I just happened to be the person that felt like I wasn't being done right by.
Right.
And I wasn't satisfied with, you know, with how I was being treated, you know, at that time. So, you know,
But I think that's honest. I think that's fair and honest,
Yeah,
by the way.
that's
What
your
you're saying
truth.
is fair and honest.
Yeah, I'm not trying. I was, again, since, you know, I had my moments where I blacked out and I had a Kanye meltdown moment. Where I just started blacking out, and I just started going and just get it off my chest. Pause. And then after I sit back and I analyze the situation, you know, I start realizing certain things. You know, as I talked to her, you know, she explained certain things that I didn't understand before. You know, I'm not okay with, again, I'm not. I've always been the underdog. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when money's involved and certain things are involved, I just don't want to feel like I'm being taken advantage of, or whatever the case may be. You know, do I feel like? I think after our conversation, I realized that I don't feel like it was a malicious. I don't think anything that she did was like malicious. I just felt like she was in over her head.
Right.
But you do have a blackout switch. I can tell when you hit it.
You and Rosenberg just made up, didn't y'all?
Yeah, there's a little blackout. There's a mild blackout on me.
Yeah, I did. I blacked out, and the reason why I blacked out on Rosenberg is because at this time, again, I'm feeling like the underdog. I'm feeling like I'm not being. When I came to the station, it was already like I started feeling like the only reason why I was there was because Atlantic set it up. I didn't feel like y'all were checking for me. I'm just being honest. I don't feel like it was like, yo.
I thought me and Drew was cool, my man. We was having drinks in the back. That was my guy.
I'm speaking.
It's his truth. It's his truth.
I don't feel like, huh?
No, I'm saying you're speaking your truth. Keep going.
Yeah. So I don't feel like y'all were checking for me, right? I don't feel like I was a priority. And when I don't feel like I'm a priority, when I start feeling like, you know, like nobody's checking for me, like niggas ain't checking for me, I feel like I'm doing all this shit, you know, and I'm like,
For what, right?
I'm on these stations that I highly respect and love, and I grew up watching, and now I finally get a chance to go and, be a part of the culture and sit down with Rosenberg and Ebro, and, I get to show these interviews, to my peoples, and, this is like a big deal for me. And when I get there, and, I already feel like the energy is like, oh yeah, so what we talking about again? Oh, so Joyner, we got okay, yeah, you did, all right, yeah. So Atlantic said y'all you were supposed to be here at 9, but so now I'm already feeling like, nigga, you niggas, I'm here because
that's Rosenberg. I can't believe you made Joyner feel like this. I was already playing Winter Blues. I can't believe Rosenberg, man. He's a piece of shit.
So then after that, as we doing the interview, I see Rosenberg texting. And now I'm just like, damn, like this nigga, these motherfuckers just don't give a fuck. If Jay-Z was sitting right there, this nigga wouldn't be texting. In my head, that's all I was saying.
Okay, and by the way, that's fair. That's fair.
That's what I mean. It's a seniority thing. It's a respect thing. It's like if Hov was sitting right there, you would not pull out your phone and be like this in your shit because it's just this. Hov is gonna be like, what the fuck is going on, right? So I just feel like I just didn't feel respected, bro. And I started feeling like, a little sour and shit. Like, and I blacked out. I apologize for blacking out, but
But do you hear a theme? I think you have a theme, Joyner. And by the way, I relate to this, right? So don't get me wrong. I was tight at you at the time because I was going through a lot of shit, and I was like, why is this guy blowing my shit up right now? He doesn't even know what's going on in my life. And the point of that is, and I deal with this myself, is that it's the stories we tell ourselves. Yeah. You came in already telling a story of like, these cats don't respect me, and I get it now. So when I look down at my phone and I saw the part in the interview, the label hits me. They're like, look at the part at 27 minutes and 34 seconds. And I go back and look, and I see myself. I look down for a few seconds for sure.
No, hell no. That was the one time it caught you on camera. You was doing that shit.
Yeah, but bro. But by the way, Joyner.
You're a piece of shit, Rosenberg.
Hey, hold on. Two things. One, I was looking at fucking Wikipedia. I was trying to get titles right and say shit, like just get information. I wasn't texting.
I get it.
Anyways, yeah, the point is we're getting off track. Let's not let Ebro throw us off again, okay?
Look at him.
This is important because after that interview, I never did another interview again. I said I'm not doing no more interviews.
Wow.
Shit,
and so
I didn't do no interviews for years after that shit. That was the last interview that I did because I started feeling like it was busy work.
Right.
I'm like, bro, this is just busy work. The labels got me running over here and going over here, and these motherfuckers they're not even hip. They don't even care. They just doing it because the label told them to, and that shit don't make me feel good as an artist. I start feeling whack, bro. So that shit just made me feel like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not doing no more interviews ever again.
Now, let me say something in this, right? Because I'm just the innocent bystander and y'all's
innocent bystander. You're the piece of shit who's instigating doing.
Well, no, because I remember at the time I'm playing Joyner Lucas Winter Blues on my Apple show, and I'm trying to introduce him to this audience. Remember, that was a part of that whole conversation at the time.
But this is later. We'd already done that here.
Right, I understand. But this is a part. We have artists up multiple times to continue the. So I'm thinking I'm supporting the guy. I didn't even remember we was here drinking. I didn't even know you were signed to Atlantic. So in your mind, you're thinking we're having you up here because of the label. I don't give a fuck about a label. If I don't really fuck with somebody, I'm not having them up here. So just to put that in this conversation.
That was said though, cuz somebody said that. I don't know if it was you or Rosenberg, but somebody said something about the label. Because it was I came there with the label.
No, I did. I told him that because I told Joyner what happened was Joyner got upset thinking I wasn't dialed into his interview.
Got it.
He's correct because my life had imploded 2 weeks earlier and I was going through the worst personal experience of my life. The label comes into play, and that a label friend of ours, someone I do like in this industry, reached out and said, can we get Joyner on the show?
Got it.
I was turning down every interview then because I didn't even want to be on camera.
Got
Ebro remembers I was not wanting to be on camera. I did it as a favor to the label guy and because I liked Joyner's music. And again, this is us telling stories to ourselves. Joyner's looking at it the opposite. I'm a dick because I'm checked out. He doesn't realize the only reason I'm even there is because I fucked with you. and then when he leaves, he airs out. I see a headlines like Joyner Lucas says Peter Rosenberg doesn't pay attention during interviews, blah, blah, blah. You weren't wrong. You just didn't know the full story. You know what I'm saying?
And even better, it gave me opportunity to shit on Rosenberg because I took that to the airwaves and I was like, yo, you fucked up, Rosenberg.
You're
you should pay attention during the interview.
Such a piece of crap.
He's a
That's interesting about life is that we never know what people are going through.
yeah.
Right.
We never know what what somebody else just.
I had my story and you had your story.
I had my story.
Yeah.
You had your story, and then somebody else may have their story, and then we all get in a room, and then there's triggers, right? We all have our own triggers.
Right.
What sets us the fuck off, but we don't know that unless we really know each other like that. Right?
Exactly.
So,
And by the way, I relate to your triggers because when I feel disrespected in any way or like I'm not important, that's very triggering for me. I totally relate to how you feel, actually, ironically.
but it's worse that when you it's worse when it's coming from people that you look up to and that you love and respect, and you give them viewership. You watch their podcast and you listen to and you see, like, it's a lot worse.
Yeah.
Coming from someone
Yeah.
that you can't wait to meet, and you can't wait to get up there, and then you finally meet them, and then you get that treatment. That's what makes it worse. If I'm sitting on a bus next to a stranger and I try to have a conversation with him and he doesn't want to talk to me, I'm not going to be offended. It's like, whatever, I don't even know this nigga. But because I feel like some type of,
Connection.
It hurts. It's like, damn, bro.
But that's what's so crazy about us as humans, Joyner, because the way you process that and the story you were telling wasn't fully accurate. Like, you came up that first time, and you're right. I wasn't walking around as a Joyner Lucas fanboy at the time, but fuck, I was impressed by you, and I enjoyed the interview, and I wanted to have you back. And yet, you didn't feel that way about it, which is okay. But again, it's still our own storytelling.
Hold up. You forgetting one thing.
Go ahead.
Because this whole I wanted you back shit, I don't know, because I've seen some interviews after that where you
What did I say?
you was going in, Ebro, you know what I'm talking about.
You do? No, he doesn't.
Was talking about me, and then Ebro, and then Rosenberg was like, basically was like, I'm not a Joyner Lucas fan. Like, he got mad at me for texting or whatever.
Oh yeah, well I felt away, but that.
You remember what I'm talking about?
Well, no, I don't remember that, but I believe you because I definitely did not. You were not my favorite person after that.
Down a lot of my records. You was saying that you wasn't really. A lot of my shit sounded repetitive. You was going in.
Really?
And I was like,
I believe, yo, Joyner, I believe it.
I'm gonna find it.
No,
All right,
yo,
send it to me.
and by the way, not only do you want to find it, I want to insert it into this. So there's receipts.
Oh, God.
We're going to edit this in of Rosenberg being a piece of garbage.
No, but that sounds right. No. There are things I like about it, and there are things I don't like about it. But
why are you so hard on it? Your expectations are very high for Joyner Lucas.
You made a good point, though. It provoked me. So that's
It compelled
good.
you to
I
debate and have other feelings.
I
though.
didn't like, even though I agree with all the people he hates in the video. I know this sounds very, like Black Church of me. I just don't like the image of putting people who aren't dead having their pictures on a coffin. That's just a lot. I even though I hate Laura Ingraham, she's a horrible person. We know what I like to do to Laura Ingraham? Slap a pie in her face in public. Like, I would love to do that. I would really enjoy it.
Yeah, we're just not wish death on.
I just
type.
can't. I can't put the picture of them on a coffin though. It just.
Right. See, I haven't watched, and see, you've watched the whole video first.
Yes,
I didn't see the video. I only saw a snippet on his page, so I haven't even seen the whole video.
But then the thing that really catapulted me to talking about on the air, which of course has only been positive. He won't hear about that. I'm sure he'll only hear the negative part and us playing the whole song.
He'll only take what you're saying negative, and he'll hate your guts.
He won't care. He already hates my guts. He won't care that we play the record at 7:45 on a weekday. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he already came for me recently too.
Oh.
Because I looked at my cell phone once during an interview.
Oh.
He said he won't do interviews anymore because I disrespected him. So I looked at my cell phone because I wanted to get the date that his record was released. So I opened up the Wikipedia page. But
really?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yo, Rosenberg, listen, man. There's a part in the interview. I don't know about your video team, like if they're not doing their job, but they showed you on your cell phone during the interview. I was like, did I make a phone call? They were like, nah, like you're like texting or something. So I hit up Louis. I'm like, Louis, can you scan this interview real quick? Louis finds 1 second in the interview where you see me go and look at my phone and keep talking. And I remember the moment. I was trying to get a date right on when he'd put out I'm Not Racist or something like that. I think of myself as radio first, not on camera first. So I'm not thinking about being seen.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Your man Joyner said, I'm professional people like Peter Rosenberg. I won't.
So you're biased anyway with regard to Joyner Lucas.
Hold on, real quick. Full disclosure, I'm telling you that part so I can tell the whole story of it. But that being said, he's a really good rapper, and I've liked his appearances before. But that video struck a nerve with me, especially when I saw him DMing with Tommy Loren about getting together again. I'm like,
right.
we're playing this game again? To go have a lunch date with Tommy Loren and talk things over? You and I, we're entirely too similar. Because if you were me, and you'd had that experience happen, and someone brought me up, you'd be like, yeah, I'm not really a fan. That's how I felt, I guess, at the time. But listen, here we are now. And
we good.
And I'm happy that we're here and having the conversation.
Time heals wounds, my brother.
It really does.
Now,
some
wounds, yeah.
I want to shout out your Telly app that y'all put me on to many years ago, which enables artists to basically share files, share stems, and record remotely, which I'm sure was very useful during the pandemic. If you're out there, talk to us about this Telly app, because y'all worked on this for what, 6 years, 7 years or something?
Yeah, it's been a couple years, I founded Telly with my manager, Drew. And, there's a lot of cool stuff in there, man. You got the management piece in there now where, artists can invite their manager on to manage their stuff, their assets. You also got a split sheet thing in there where, it does the split sheets for you.
Amazing.
Right? So that way, it cuts out a lot of shit, bro. What it does is, what Telly has become is it's become essentially an app that allows the artists to control their own, assets and have information that they wouldn't really have. Like right now, if I asked any artist right now that was signed, like, yo, do you know the splits that you getting on this song? Or they wouldn't be able to tell you that. They wouldn't be able to tell you how much they're getting on this record, what the splits were, what this person got. They're not in, the business like that because, they've been programmed to stay the fuck out the business for so many years, right? Because you got people to handle the business. But if you, was running a clothing store and somebody try to tell you to don't worry about how much money you're making and don't worry about what this costs or what that would cost, you would feel some type of way. So what's so different about the music industry? Why shouldn't artists know this information?
And all the artists are running small businesses. Your brand is your small business.
Right. Absolutely. So, with Tully, it's literally we created a independent label in your pocket, which is what Steve Stoute tried to tell me that I couldn't say or I couldn't use because, they were using it, and again, I was, as far as that situation.
So that's the controversy. It was a slogan? Is that what you're saying?
It's a slogan. It's a whole bunch of other shit. And this is somebody that I look up to, somebody that, I actually seek guidance from, and somebody that we sat down with and talked to, and I showed him, the product, and I showed him what we were doing, and showed him, and wanted to, connect and collaborate with what he was doing, and we shared information. Well, I shared information. They didn't share shit, but we and the next thing you know, bro, this guy sends me a letter basically saying you can't use that, and that shit hurt my feelings because it's like, bro, come on, bro, we supposed to be pushing the culture forward. I can't say this. I can't say Telly's a record label in your pocket, like, because you say it, like, okay, like, so so Drew, you on the line?
Yeah,
what's going on, Ebro?
What's up, sir? Good to see you. So put us on, man. So Stoute sending y'all cease and desist, basically.
Yeah. So we demoed the product and we worked. We kind of our whole thing is we've built a creative workflow and a management workflow. So the end point for management then is to distribute the music out, and that's what United Masters is. They're a distribution company. So we started talking with distribution companies as far as like enabling the 100,000 songwriters we've got to be able to put their music out. That would essentially what we consider to be a label in your pocket, because your lyrics, your recordings, your ideas,
in the app.
Your
it's right there.
Your contracts, everything's right there, and then we plug it into distribution. So the concept around it was this will really like fast forward and put artists in the driver's seat instantly, right? And that's where we want to get to. So we speak with United Masters, do demos, get nothing back, as far as like nothing back from them in information. We speak with Steve to set up a demo. It never happens with him directly, and then we just get the copyright infringement letters. And then Joyner was just he was tight. I mean, he was just like, what are we talking about? We got United States patents. You know what I mean? We've got United States patents, utility patents issued. Look, this isn't a joke. We do this. You know what I'm saying? Right here.
Drew out his stunt.
Oh, what's he about to do? What's he about to do? Yo, fire extinguisher.
We got two of those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This isn't trademarking a slogan. Like, we've really thought out what we're doing. So to have somebody, again, Joyner looks, we look up to someone like Steve Stoute, because he's been in the game a long time and he's been able to break down doors that we don't traditionally just get invited into. You know what I mean?
Some of the illest business deals in hip hop history.
This is a business that's not operated in the tens of millions. This is a business that's operated in the billions.
That's
so
right.
when we get an opportunity to be in the $100 million conversation, that's where you can really move things. Look, giving somebody 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, that's hush money, because they can take this whole industry over with billions. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. So it's like we're playing from a place where it's a very difficult business. So when there's things like, oh, you're funded and you've been given X amount, it's not really that much. Like when you see people like Kanye and he's venting about the 10, 20, 30 million he might have put into clothing, it's because he knows it's just that to the business he's in. You know what I mean? So, we're in that business. So when we see, somebody who's in distribution, who's heavily funded, 120 million plus funded, in their company, we're like, this could really change the narrative. But instead we get the same regular. Now,
have you guys had a conversation with him after this paperwork, or once his paperwork happens, ain't no conversations? The lawyers got to handle it. Like, it's not even.
Probably, it's I guess so, so it doesn't even matter at this point, man. We're focused on still creating the change that we set out to do. And that's what we continue to do. So
those legal documents haven't slowed you guys down at all?
No, we changed it. We said, all right, we won't call it a record label in your pocket. We'll go trademark pocket label. I don't know.
Right.
Who cares?
You know what I mean?
I respect it.
Like, who cares? We've got tech. We've actually got technology built. Like, do you think United Masters is a technology company?
I don't know enough about their business to know, but
on the surface, I don't think of them that way.
Think so.
That's not how I think of United Masters.
They're a marketing company.
And you guys are running a tech company. You guys have technology.
Tech.
Yeah.
We got technology. Like, you go into our apps, it's technology. When you go into their app, I can guarantee it's probably not even. It's a marketing company that's promoting a piece of technology that's probably licensed. Probably. I'm just saying. Probably.
It's important for the audience to see these conversations, though, right? Because this stuff gets documented in our culture's history, right? When you go all the way back and you look at all the conversations, whether it was record label conflicts or sneaker deals or any of these things, I think these conversations are important because you guys started
what
from
else?
zero.
What other conversations that I think are important?
Go ahead.
Is this conversation right here.
But that being said, he's a really good rapper. And I want to hear
you went and found it.
With me, especially when I saw him DMing with Tommy Loren about getting together again. I'm like, we're playing this game again? To go have a lunch date with Tommy Loren and talk things over?
You're just tired of you giving her a platform.
And it's bigger than the song. It's away.
Oh, look, someone called you. They want you to stop hating on me.
Oh, yeah, well, they want me to keep going.
Wait, now, what piece of the convo was that?
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember that.
I remember this now.
Wait, you met with Tommy Loren?
I think I didn't meet with. Hell no, I didn't meet.
Yeah,
with
that
Tommy.
wasn't about you.
No, it was about me. This is when look
DM'd
at the
her.
caption. Rosenberg gives his true thoughts on Joyner Lucas. Oof. Yeah, let's talk about that.
I think it was based on you like really going ham on Tommy Loren and being upset that he was giving her a platform.
This was on the Hot 97 subscriber on
the Hot 97 YouTube page.
Yeah, Joyner's a subscriber. He's a subscriber.
Yeah, I subscribe because I'm a fan of Hot 97.
I appreciate it.
Y'all niggas just, you know what I mean?
Yo, Joyner, we got to go through this whole thing.
I love it. Yo, by the way, I could do this all day.
It's a lot of fun. I know. Wait, but that sounds like a reasonable thing for me to get annoyed about was you communicating with Tommy Loren, no? I think I sound right in retrospect.
Nah, man. He was I didn't communicate with her. So I posted her basically saying that she wanted to sit down and
Oh.
talk, right?
Oh, got
And
it.
I think, yeah, that's what I put, right? And I think that I might have put, I don't know what I put.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
I was gonna sit down with her.
All right, good. I figured not.
Let's play this Your Heart record, Joyner Lucas, J. Cole. Is this a part of a new album rollout, or are you just dropping heaters right now? What am I missing here?
Nah, I'm just dropping records, man. I dropped Evolution.
Right.
Like when we dropped Evolution.
Yeah, it's October last year.
Yeah.
Evolution was October.
October, yeah.
Damn, that was a year ago then.
Yep.
October last year.
I dropped Evolution last year.
Yeah. 2020.
Wow.
You dropped ADHD in March, and then October was Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution.
Yeah. You know what? So
You've actually only got 3 releases this year. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, well,
Yeah.
that's because I've been living good. You know,
Enjoy the work. Enjoy the work, sir. Drew, good seeing you, man. Y'all keep
Much
pushing. You know, Joyner, let's get this Your Heart going. Thank you for coming back on the
thanks for
program.
coming on, man.
Despite all the transgressions and issues you and Rosenberg have had. But listen, I just want to say, don't hold what you and Rosenberg go through against me, man.
Nah, y'all, we good. We good.
There's a lot of artists that don't come up here because of Rosenberg.
That you also have.
Let me ask you a question.
Not true, by the way.
Before we go, let me ask you a question. So, Rosenberg, that was probably something that you realized that you probably got to stop doing, right? But no matter what, like if you giving the interview, you probably stop next, right? Because it's like it's kind of rude to the person. But Ebro,
yes,
is there anything that you feel like that you've done in interviews that
Absolutely.
you look back and say, damn, I should have never said or I should have never did that? And what is it?
The biggest one, honestly, is I never wanted the Kodak Black interview to go the way that it went. I never wanted it to go that way.
All right. So my question is, how did you not want it to go the way that it went when you?
Well, I this is what my intention was in saying, hey, when you clear up everything you have going on, please come back because we take sexual assault seriously. My intention was an alley-oop for him to say, I do too, and when I get it cleared up, yes. But he took it like I was asking him about the actual incident. I wasn't asking him.
But I told you
There
this
was no
at the
question.
time. It's because you brought it up multiple times. I've told you that.
Right.
And
You
you
brought it
didn't.
up
And
twice.
I knew that Ebro. I knew how he meant it because he told us. Like in advance, we talked. I knew he was going to do that. But when it came up again, I'm like, oh, Ebro's just kind of mentioning it again to make sure it's clear. But he's going to take that as shade.
Right.
And it wasn't that.
That wasn't my intention.
But he was going. So he was going through. Was it a lawsuit?
Nah, he's going.
It was through a criminal case.
Yeah, it was a criminal case.
But
Yeah.
he's going through a criminal case. Now there was no. Before he got up there, they didn't tell you like don't talk about
No.
this. don't
No.
talk about that.
No. And
Matter of fact, if they did, I wouldn't have taken the interview.
yeah, because it would have made it makes us look terrible.
I'm not doing that interview. If you got a criminal case going on and you've done some sexual assault issue, something going on, and you're like, yo, I want to put out my album and promote everything I got going on, but I don't want to talk about this thing that's going on in the news, I'm going to be like, well, let's not do the interview. I can't do that.
Yeah, but the stigma is that radio and interviews, it's like you're fishing. You know what I'm saying? That's what the stigma is. So like
Yeah.
he can naturally just feel that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Exactly.
Sure.
And that's
I
the
get that
stories.
too.
That's the stories we tell ourselves. It makes sense. I get
feel
why.
like, well, let me tell you something. I feel like Kodak was very composed because if I was Kodak, I would have spazzed, bro. Like he didn't spaz. I was expecting him to spaz.
No, that's true. He wasn't that bad relative. He was just
wasn't. He was very like you could tell like he wanted to spaz, but he didn't want to like he didn't want to like maybe the perception of him to be like he's this reckless kid that just spazzes out an interview. So like he was very composed and like pissed off, but just walked out. But like. You were fishing though, because you kept asking.
But that wasn't fishing. That was just him naturally clearing. Ebro wanted to be clear about the fact that us as a show, Joyner, if we have someone up in this era, especially, who's accused of sexual assault, and we don't take it incredibly seriously, now we're co-signing someone
I
who,
agree.
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. I'm just saying what
What it felt like. I feel you.
What it felt like was like I get that because that's
Well,
sexual
and then
assault.
here's the other piece, and this is another piece that I think is great for this convo. I don't work for a record label, and I don't work for no rappers. My career ain't built on being cool with rappers. I love hip hop and I want to help. But if we not gonna be cool or we have a disagreement, that's clean. Let's keep it like that. Our show and the way I make my money ain't built on me having people on this show. I do it as a part of the culture.
Yeah.
So I always have to say that because it's like, fam, if you know how many people I'm cool with, and y'all been up here talking about what hurts your feelings, and throughout the years, how many people I've helped make hundreds of millions of dollars, that when I'm like, yo, come up for your new album, they're like, yeah, nah, I'm not really doing interviews right now. And then the next thing I know, they going to do some favor for a friend that works at iHeart because they own 1,000 radio stations and we got one. So I see this stuff all the time. So many years ago, when I was confronted with being back on the microphone and hosting again, I said, I'm going to make a program that's not based on artist interviews. It's going to be based on other things. And then artists that we cool with, let's have them up. If they want to come up, and if they don't, that's cool too. I'm still gonna support their music if it's hot.
What would you have done differently now if you could change it? What would you have done differently now versus what you did before?
Probably nothing.
You would have did this. You would have asked the same questions.
I didn't. But once again, I didn't ask him any questions. I just made sure that the audience, who I care more about, knows that we know there's a bigger issue that he can't address right now because he's going through a lawsuit, and that we all take it serious. We're not ignoring it. We're not just playing along like it's all good that these allegations are clean. There was no specific like, yo, so what happened when? Or, so what exactly did you do?
Yeah, that never happened.
I never asked those questions. Because
What did you say?
I think I just addressed that there's these allegations out there that you're dealing with.
And we hope you'll come back and clear it up one day.
And we hope you'll come back when it's cleared up so we can talk about how sexual assault is a serious thing.
He said, because we take it seriously, and I'm sure you take it seriously too. But
then he said, and what he said?
Then he start cussing at Rosenberg and Laura Styles. That's not going to fly. So when it comes to spazzing out, then we just going to, there's been plenty of spaz outs in the studio, computers thrown, all type of shit. So if we spaz, fuck it, let's get it popping.
I feel like he said some shit like, I told y'all I didn't want to talk about that.
No, I made a joke. I made a joke to try to like ease things up a bit.
And he thought we were making fun of him.
And then he sunned the joke and was like, nah, it's not funny. And then Ebro's like, all right, if you're going to be like that. And then before you know it,
he said, listen, either y'all motherfuckers do X, Y, Z or I'm leaving. I was like, all right, peace. One.
Guys, I think this comes back to what someone's going through in their life, man.
Exactly, Drew.
No, it's a great point.
And Joyner loves to bring up old shit. That. And the theme is...
Nah. It ain't that. I was just curious as to, we talking about evolution, and we talking about growing, and we're talking about being better.
Yeah, no, it's a great convo.
I realized that I got to grow, and I got to do better at some things. I just wanted to know if you ever felt like, Ebro, that you have said or done something in your interviews that you felt like you could have handled it different, or you would have done it better. You telling me that the Kodak.
Well, with that one, I don't think.
Yeah, that wasn't even. I could give you a whole list of things Ebro's done. That's way dumber in interviews.
Yeah, I've done
he's been like, he's not known who the person was who he's looking directly in their face. That was light work.
So let me ask you another question. So, and I obviously, when it comes to sexual assault and rape and all of these things, it's horrible. It's a horrible thing, and I it's just fucked up, right? But how do you feel about when something is an allegation versus somebody actually being found guilty of the shit? Like, do you feel like because I kind of felt like the way that you came across in that interview was almost like he was already found guilty of it and you wanted to talk about it, but it was an allegation, right? So do you feel like an allegation should be highlighted the same as a guilty verdict?
Well,
but he was facing charges though, guys, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was already a charge, which to your question, yes, it's different. It is different.
Because somebody could just accuse somebody of some shit,
Yeah, for
right?
to your question is
Yeah.
different. I don't know. I don't recall where he was in that trajectory, but I
Right.
know. Fast forward to where we are now, he had to deal with whatever Kodak had to deal with to get out of the case, and he accepted some response. I don't know what it was, but
I
anyway,
think he pleaded guilty to a lesser
he pleaded
charge.
guilty to a lesser charge or whatever, and then it moved on or whatever. But I also am the type of person that I'm looking at the totality of somebody's behavior. There's allegations for sure that doesn't mean anything, but then I'm looking at like, is this the first time that happened? You know what I'm saying? Or is this a series of events around this type of behavior?
Right,
You know
does
what
the
I
person
mean?
have one accuser
and
or they have
that
15?
doesn't mean that the person's guilty either, but I think that I start to look at that, and that doesn't mean a person can't change and become somebody else different later on, et cetera. So all that's possible, but I think I'm just the type of person at my age, at 46, that I'm looking at the totality of somebody's behavior and hoping that they realize that they are going to be judged, not in the court of law, but by the totality of their behavior and how they're dealing with things in general.
Listen, as Howard Stern says, we've said it all. It's all been said. We've covered it all. We've covered Joyner Lucas. We covered the new music, J. Cole. My history with Joyner. Ebro's history with Kodak Black. The Tully app. Steve Stoute. Karen Civil.
Yo, this is the what is it? This is the evolution interview.
Yes,
that's
true.
what this should be called. Joyner Lucas, the evolution interview, because then it cross promotes the album.
What?
You know what I'm saying? We get into the new song, and then
The
it's,
year-old album. The album of the year.
hey, so what? So what?
That's
Still
great.
heat on it.
That's wild that shit's a year old, bro. I didn't even realize that. I got to put out another album soon.
Yo, thank you, Joyner.
Love you, bro. Drew,
Yo, I
talk to you in a
appreciate
minute, man.
Peace.
Thank you.
Peace, guys.
Love, peace.
Later.